There's something in your life you're still clinging to, a relationship you can't forget, a dream you keep trying to revive, a version of yourself that doesn't fit anymore, but feels safer than starting over. And even though part of you knows it's already over, you keep holding on, because you think if you let go, it will mean all of it was wasted. But here's the truth. If you don't learn to let go, it will break you. Not all at once, but slowly, in the quiet moments when you realize nothing is coming to save you. And if you're honest, you can already feel it. That dull ache, the way you hesitate to trust anything new, the part of you that would rather stay loyal to what's gone than risk the emptiness that follows. Nobody ever teaches you how to release what you love. They teach you how to fight, how to sacrifice, how to prove your worth by refusing to let go. But they don't prepare you for the moment when fighting isn't noble anymore. It's just self-destruction in slow motion. You tell yourself you're holding on because it mattered, because you cared, because that's what loyalty looks like. But sometimes the truth is simpler. You're terrified to admit it's over. Because if you do, you have to face the question that keeps you awake at night. Who am I without this? We'd rather stay in the familiar pain than step into the unfamiliar possibility of healing. Think about how many hours you've lost replaying old conversations, like there's a magic sentence that could change the ending. How many mornings you've woken up feeling like part of you is still missing. How many moments you've missed because your heart was living somewhere else. It's easy to call it love, but most of the time it's fear. Fear of starting over, fear of being alone, fear that if you finally let go, you'll discover you don't know who you are without them. Marcus Aurelius said, "Loss is nothing but change, and change is nature's delight." But most of us never learn to see it that way. We just keep clinging to something that stopped being real a long time ago. Letting go feels like betrayal, like you're admitting everything you gave was for nothing. But that isn't true. You can love something deeply and still decide you can't carry it anymore. We hold on because the emptiness that follows feels unbearable, because at least the pain is familiar. In the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna stands paralyzed by the thought of losing everything he thought he was. He says, "My mind is in turmoil. I cannot see what is right." And Krishna doesn't promise him relief. He doesn't tell him it won't hurt. He simply says, "You have the right to your actions, but never to the fruit of your actions." Meaning, you don't get to choose how the story ends. You only get to decide whether you'll act. Steve Jobs built his life around one idea: Apple. Every sacrifice, every late night, every ounce of belief was tied to that company. And in 1985, they took it from him. He said later, "What had been the focus of my entire adult life was gone, and it was devastating." For a while, he clung to resentment. He replayed every decision, every meeting, trying to find the moment it slipped away. He thought if he held on to the bitterness, he was honoring what he lost. But eventually he realized, holding on to the past wasn't loyalty, it was self-destruction. When he finally let go, he founded Next in Pixar. He built something new. And when he returned to Apple years later, he transformed it into the most valuable company in the world. Letting go didn't erase the pain. It didn't erase what happened. It simply gave him room to create something greater than what he'd lost. So how do you let go when every part of you wants to hold on? You start by telling the truth. This isn't mine anymore. Not because you stopped caring, not because it didn't matter, but because pretending it's still alive is only keeping you stuck. You let yourself grieve. Not the clean, quiet sadness you can hide. The real grief that shakes your voice and makes your chest feel hollow. Grief is proof it mattered. Avoiding it is what keeps you trapped. Then you forgive yourself for staying too long, for hoping too hard, for not knowing how to leave sooner. And you take a step, any step, into a life that doesn't ask you to keep bleeding for it. If you never learn to let go, you will spend your life haunted by the moment it ended. You'll measure every new relationship against the memory of someone who isn't coming back. You'll compare every opportunity to the dream you couldn't save. And one day you'll look around and realize you traded everything real for the comfort of a story that never changed. Letting go isn't about forgetting. It's about freeing yourself to remember without reliving. It's about telling the truth. I don't have to carry this anymore. One morning you'll wake up and it won't feel heavy. The memories will still be there, but they won't hurt the same. You'll notice you're laughing again, without guilt. You'll realize you're curious about the future, instead of obsessed with the past. And in that moment, you'll understand something most people never do. You didn't stop loving it. You just stopped needing it to define you. You have a choice. You can keep clinging and keep breaking, or you can release and finally rise. Not because it's easy, not because you're unscarred, but because life is too short to stay trapped in something that ended long ago. Learn to let go, or life will tear it from you anyway. Most people never learn this. Don't be most people.